Here's a scenario, you find 60 bucks in your couch cushion, and now you gotta buy a game. Naturally, you head to the Nintendo eShop because that's where all good games are sold, and you go to the turn-based RPGs section because that's your favorite style of game. Now you see the two best options are Pokemon Sword and Shield and Monster Hunter Stories, but you only got 60 bucks because that's what you found in the couch cushion. So I'm here to help you decide whether to pick Monster Hunter Stories 2 or Pokemon Sword or Shield. I think it's best that we start with story, even though it's tied with gameplay and importance in my opinion, because if you're going to be spending 100 hours on an RPG, it might as well have a good story and good gameplay. We're going to start with Pokemon. With Pokemon Sword and Shield, the story is pretty much non-existent. The driving forces that make the characters do things, as in like plot elements, just don't really make sense. Like, it comes out of nowhere, in my opinion. The main plot element is you can make Pokemon very big, like huge, and it's something that only trainers can do. But randomly, Pokemon start getting big outside of trainer battles, and that's the whole thing, like what's going on with Pokemon. And it's only a few Pokemon, and honestly, they could have done a lot more with the story than they ended up doing. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it could have been a lot better than it turned out. Next, we're talking about Monster Hunter. In Monster Hunter Stories 2, you follow a rider, which is someone who rides monsters, but there are also hunters, although you don't follow as many hunters as riders in this game because riders are basically the main focus. And the story is basically, there is an island of people who worship Rathaloses, which are fire dragons, and the hunters are invited to that island. And one of the Rathaloses attacks a hunter after a hunter attacks the Rathalos, and it's like, you get to see the conflicting views of the hunters and the riders, and then there's also some like underhanded stuff going on, which I'm not going to say, but it's like that's the main focus, but there's also smaller stuff building up to a giant problem that goes on in the end. So yeah, it's a very interesting story in my opinion. I like to see the conflicts between the riders and the hunters because they do have very different viewpoints. Next, we're going to talk about gameplay. Now, in my opinion, this is up to preference. It's like, Pokemon is a lot more simple than Monster Hunter, so if it's your first RPG, I would go with Pokemon, but Monster Hunter has a lot more options, and it's a lot more fun if you are more experienced in RPGs and turn-based RPGs, and I think it's like a lot harder than Pokemon, Sword and Shield at least. And if you're looking for a challenge, I would give Monster Hunter a go. If you're looking for just kind of a breeze experience where you can have some fun, you can have fun in Monster Hunter too, but like a more chill experience that you can pick up and put down easier, because I feel like Pokemon was a little less time intensive than Monster Hunter. Then I would pick Pokemon if you have less time and you need an easier game, and Monster Hunter if you have more time and you want a more complicated game. Alright, now we have graphics. In my opinion, Monster Hunter takes the cake completely, going with the Breath of the Wild styled art, and Pokemon goes with the PS2 styled art. I don't know what happened. The trees look horrible in Pokemon, and I think everything except the Pokemon models, which they don't animate very well, like as well as Monster Hunter models. I think all of it just doesn't look as good. The game is still fun, but I don't think it looks as good as Monster Hunter. I don't think it really compares even, because Monster Hunters has a lot more animations, like specific animations for different monsters, and Pokemon just has some Pokemon don't even have animations, and it's just, that could have used a lot more like work around the edges in my opinion. So yeah, I think Monster Hunter wins this category.
On scarlet wings, take our wishes upon your way into the sky, soaring ever high.
Lastly is music. I think Monster Hunter wins in this one too because they have a more, not orchestral like setup, but they have good music in my opinion, and I don't know how to explain why it's good music. I just always love Monster Hunter soundtracks. But with Pokemon, they went for this like upbeat electrical music, and it's kind of annoying in my opinion. Like compared to old Pokemon soundtracks, like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was great. With this one, it's like synthy. I don't think it's synth, but it's like really, really electrical, and it's kind of annoying. Like the only time that I've been really feeling hyped is in the gym battle theme when everybody starts cheering. But until like that point, and when it like dims down, but until those points, it's like very loud, electrical, and kind of gets on my nerves. So yeah, Monster Hunter wins this one. In conclusion, I think Monster Hunter Stories 2 is the better game, but I don't think either of the games are bad games. I just like Monster Hunter more, and I think Pokemon Sword and Shield could have just used a little bit more work. Like I think next Pokemon generation, they'll probably have a bit more of the issues done out with, and it might look better, it might sound better, and I think that it could compete with Monster Hunter, but in its current state in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I don't think it competes. I have the same feelings for the DLC, and I hope I didn't offend anybody. I like both of the games. They're both great games, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of these kind of videos, but I mostly stream and just do normal gameplay, so if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe, like, and if it has good feedback, I will probably do more of these kind of videos. So yeah, thanks for watching. Also, as it turns out, I have made videos on both of these games playing it, so if you want to see some gameplay, I'll leave the links to one of each video in the description, so you can go check those out if you want to see which game looks better if I didn't explain it well enough for you. But yeah, have a great day.